Thai-Lao-Vietnamese boat tournament started in Bung Can province with prizes worth altogether 1.3 million baht and trophies from HRH Princess Maha Chakri Sirindon. There were also cultural shows and trade fairs of the three countries. The tournament was launched in the Mekong River in front of the Bung Can Municipal Office at 10 a.m. on September 13th. The event drew participants from Boli Kham Sai, Komanuene and Kiang Hong provinces of Laos and Hang Tin and Quang Binh provinces of Vietnam, apart from famous Thai boat teams. Bung Can Governor Cholathon Pakotet said the race prompted beautiful and similar cultures of the three countries, long-standing relations among their citizens, and stimulated tourism in the countries that were linked with routes 8 and 12. He hoped that it would help support the formation of the ASEAN community next year. For this year's event, the Bung Can Chamber of Commerce organized jet ski shows and introduced the river cruise services of a luxury three-story ship. Artists of the three countries also performed cultural shows at the venue. The longboat race consisted of an international race of boats with 50 to 55 rowers, a local Bung Can race of boats with the same numbers of rowers, and an international race of boats with 20 to 25 rowers. Also present were famous boat teams of Saraburi province and a naval warfare unit in Chonburi province that arrived for championship defense. Authorities in Trang province organized a festival to promote local tourism. Trang Governor Somsak Parisuto opened the colors of Trang Festival with the theme of Underwater World at Phum Suk Public Park in Muang Trang district last Monday. Trang is an Andaman province that played important roles in international trade in former times. It was a transport center of the south. It also possesses unique identities, traits, cultures, simple lifestyle, natural beauties on land and in the sea, delicious foods and safety. These are the selling points that can help promote tourism and businesses in the province effectively. The Colors of Trang Festival is aimed at stimulating local tourism and economy. Local areas are illuminated with the concept of underwater world to attract tourists. The festival is set from September 15 to October 15th, and about 90 exhibits representing marine life are on display throughout the festival. 3,000 residents of Bangkok took part in a mass hula hoop dance organized by the city administration last week in a bid to create a new world record. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration organized the event at the Thai Japan Youth Center Stadium. The event, presided over by Bangkok Governor M.R. Sukamban Paribatra, was part of the activities to mark His Majesty the King's 84th birthday in December. Some 3,000 people from all 50 districts of Bangkok joined the hula hoop workout in 3 different positions, with each lasting 90 seconds. The goal was to become listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the mass hula hoop dance with the largest number of participants. The current record is held by Taipei of Taiwan with 2,496 participants. Green building is a rising global trend nowadays. However, the number of green buildings in Vietnam is still limited. One of the reasons is concerns over the higher construction costs they may incur compared to normal projects. However, this is not always the case. An art gallery and multimedia exhibition on green building was recently held in Hanoi to address this issue. This was a joint effort by Fair Ventures Worldwide and the International Finance Corporation. This tube house is typical of every highly populated old area of Hanoi. A small open-air space in the middle of the house with some trees and a movable roof helped the house adjust its temperature. These simple, low-cost measures are part of green building solutions. Lee Luong Gok, an architect, say if we identify our needs and build to meet those needs, we can save lots of construction investment. However, operating costs can only be saved if we manage to use suitable green building solutions, such as utilizing natural light, natural wind, and maintaining stable temperature. These help cut a lot of utility costs. Lack of knowledge about construction costs makes many people cynical about green buildings. This is a barrier to Vietnam's green building development. This exhibition aims to fill that information void. It showcases nearly 20 green buildings and the National Technical Building Energy Efficiency Building Code. Pham Sai Hung, a student at Hanoi Construction University, says their professors always encourage them to apply green building measures, but there have yet to be any courses on this subject. That's why this exhibition is helpful. Nguyen Trung Hua, Head Department of Science, Technology and Environment, Ministry of Construction, says the exhibition organizers wanted more specialists, managers, investors and contractors to know about the effectiveness of green buildings. Construction costs may be 3 to 5% higher than usual. However, from real cases, it can be concluded that much cost can be saved, especially for those that can operate for 50 to 100 years. Within the framework of the exhibition, a discussion forum was held to provide insights on the constructive role of media in developing green buildings in Vietnam. The event also included a mini workshop on building simulation software available for architects and engineers. The Vietnamese Culture Festival recently opened in Yokohama, Japan, featuring many traditional performances that have been enjoyed by locals. Organizers say the festival is a success. They hope more will be done to promote Vietnam's image in Japan. New improvement required to better attract Japanese tourists. Right after the opening ceremony of the Vietnamese Culture Festival in Japan 2014, local Vietnamese in Yokohama had a chance to enjoy many folk dances and performances by Vietnamese artists. The water puppet show with traditional figures made a great impression among locals. Shude Ando from Nagoya Prefecture, Japan, says Vietnam is a country that reminds him of Tho, Ao Dai and the Vietnam War. But today it was proven to him that that's not all. Vietnam has a rich traditional culture that amazed them all. Tanaka from Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, thinks Vietnam has great potential in tourism. But in order to attract more Japanese tourists, tour guides will have to be more professional and have better language skills. Other essential factors, including accommodations, places of interest, and performing art programs, will also need to be developed to a higher standard. In the near future, culture and leisure travel in central Vietnam will be highlighted for the Japanese market. Therefore, efforts in Japan to better promote the beauty of Vietnam, its people and culture are vital. Matsuda Iwao, head of Vietnam Culture Week in Japan 2014's organizing board, notices all Japanese people who came here were impressed with the water puppet show. Through events like this, he hopes more Japanese people will be interested in Vietnam and its culture. This also plays a great role in boosting tourism. Japanese tourists currently account for a third of all visitors to Vietnam every year. Since this is not an easy-to-please market, more research and improvement are required to better understand their needs and to tailor travel products and services accordingly. An annual festival to promote Japanese culture began in Indonesian capital Jakarta on Sunday. Japanese residents and the local government have been holding the annual event since 2009. The opening ceremony was held at the Japanese ambassador's residence. Musicians played Japanese music with Japanese and Indonesian instruments. Members of a female Indonesian pop group, JKT48, which is a sister group of Japan's AKB48, participated in a talk show. Japan's ambassador to Indonesia, Yoshinori Katori, says he hopes the interactions will lead to an expansion of exchanges, including more people traveling between the two nations. Jakarta Deputy Governor Basuki Jahaja Purnama said he hopes the festival will help to maintain the friendly relations between the two countries for future generations. Children in Jakarta have enjoyed the first episode of a superhero TV series jointly produced by Japanese and Indonesian companies. Satria Garuda Bima X is being made by Japan's Ishinomori Production and an Indonesian media firm Global Mediacom. Ishinomori is famous for its Kamen Rider series and its special effect technologies. In the new Indonesian series, the main character is transformed into the superhero Bima X whenever an evil monster threatens the world. The Japanese side provided the scripts and costumes as well as training for the Indonesian actors. The settings have been designed to appeal to Indonesian viewers. The monster resembles a giant lizard from the Indonesian island of Komodo. The pilot show was favorably viewed last year. The new series will be broadcast every Sunday for 1 year. Children in a residential area of eastern Jakarta watched the first episode. They said they thought Bima weapons were cool and they loved the transformation scenes. In Singapore, about 1,000 people die suddenly each year with no apparent reason, and often the cause of death can be undiagnosed, inherited heart conditions. But a new clinic here that provides genetic testing will now allow more with such conditions to be diagnosed earlier. So far, 160 patients have been tested at the Inherited Cardiac Conditions Clinic. It opened last year at the National University Heart Centre, Singapore, where patients are first examined by their own cardiologist. And if suspected of an inherited heart condition, they are referred to the clinic for a genetic test. The centre said previously testing for such conditions had been expensive, difficult to access and almost unavailable in Singapore. At the moment, screening is free for patients as tests are funded through research grants. The one-stop clinic also provides counselling and treatment.
Right now, I want the test to be done to my children. I lost one son with the same condition that I'm having, and right now, my daughter is also having the same condition.
If it has not surfaced yet, it helps the individual to have a planning for their lives. They really cannot be a professional athlete. They cannot do diving. For the individual who already has that heart condition because it's manifest, we now know the mutation. In some cases, it would help to make a decision about treatment.